times, two times, two times, two times,
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Burlesque versus Humanity. This is gonna be our third episode. This is the third one. Look, I still had to film my first one. I already filmed 2 and 3, but I need to still film one, which is crazy. But yes, y'all, welcome back. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And today, what we gonna put in the comments? What we gonna put in the comments today? What is your favorite burlesque brand shoe? Put your favorite brand of burlesque shoes in them comments, y'all, because I be wanting to know different burlesque shoes and different ones that's comfortable. Cause I ain't gonna lie, them little teeny little 1 inch ones that be giving Easter Sunday like the little kids, I don't like them. I don't.
But I'm scared to wear over 6. I'm scared. I'm auntie age, so I ain't gonna lie. Kitten work for me.
And that's okay. That's okay for me. And look, for me, I be like, oh, I look childish. For me, I feel like I be looking childish when I be having it on.
It's a petty heel. It's definitely a petty heel.
And that's okay. Look, yes. But who do we have here today? Our special guest.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm Olive Capri, the tits and gumbo of burlesque. So thank you so much for having me.
Yes. I'm excited to have you. You want to know what's so crazy?
What's
I've
that?
been looking at I feel so bad because I don't know if I got mom brain or what, but somebody hit me up was like, I'm on our interview right now. I said, what you talking about? It's supposed to be Caprice. It's supposed to be Olive. What are you talking about? I'm thinking it's you. And that's why I text you. I was like, wait, is it? Why I got the days mixed up with another burlesque babe? And I'm like, girl, I'm sorry. I still got pregnancy brain. I'm waiting for her to message me back. She probably like, fuck Charlie, this bitch didn't remember had me sitting here. And I'm
Let her make it, burlesque, babe. Let her make it.
yes, I'm like, sorry. Cause I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, how I mix up these days. But let me get my good old questions out. Cause like I said, I got pregnancy brain. So where you from? I feel like I already know where you're from, but they need to know where you're from.
So actually, I was born in LA. I was born in
For
LA.
real?
Yeah, fun
Oh,
fact.
okay.
I was born in Compton and I was raised in Louisiana. So I moved to Louisiana when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So
Okay.
that's why like I rep Louisiana hard because it's where all my friends is. Like both sets of my family are both in Louisiana. I just so happen to be born in Los Angeles. And I have a lot of family that lives in Los Angeles, but I am from Louisiana. I rep Louisiana. But Olive Capri was born in Atlanta, Georgia.
Period. How long have you been in Atlanta?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been there okay, you get to your 3-year hump.
Yeah.
Do you like Atlanta or do you just like it for certain things?
Okay. That was a loaded question. I like it for certain things. So I live in a greater Atlanta area. I'm a country girl at heart. So I live in outside of Atlanta. So I like to stick my toe in the BS, but not be like fully fledged in the BS.
Yeah.
So I like it for parts of it, but to live, I'm a country girl at heart. So I live in the sticks. I live in the boondocks, but in the greater Atlanta area.
But you get your bang for your buck when you in the sticks
You
though.
already know. You
So
already know.
yes, that's how I be telling people because like I'm the type of person I know I travel when I perform. I go to different places. So I'd rather live somewhere where it's like it don't gotta be popping where I'm living. I like peace. I like nature. So I'm okay living in peace and nature and going out to have fun and coming back to affordable living to where I can go travel and do all these fun things and come back home and just be in my zen.
That's where I am right
Mhm.
there. And
Yeah.
and when we were, because the first year we were renting before we bought the home, and that's where our mindset was like, we want to live in Atlanta, but not Atlanta. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we was like, okay, we spent the first year like, what part is far enough but not too far? So that's what we were. So to your point, yes, it's peaceful. I will never drop the city that I live in because we ain't got no more room. We
No,
full.
and
We
people be so
full.
no, for real. Now that I have a baby, I'm like, if I was to, but I'm gonna be honest, I will never move back to Atlanta. I'm gone now. I will never move back. Um,
Okay. Can I ask why?
I think it's just I have outgrown it.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
outgrown it far as just like the entertainment and the burlesque there is not for me. And it's
I'm
not
not
enough
mad at that
gigs.
sentiment.
It's not enough gigs there for me at the point that I'm at in burlesque. And it's just not. And also too, I move like every 4 to 6 years when I'm somewhere. I lived in California. And then I moved from California, went to Atlanta. Atlanta, I am Maryland, but crazy. Maryland is my hometown, but I never got to explore here. I literally was dancing all day. I left here when I was 17, 18. So now that I'm grown, have a baby, my family's here, I can be like, oh, this is what my city is about. And I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
and
I'm
it's
not
less
mad at
here.
I'm not mad at none you said. I'm actually I agree with you. And if we're being transparent, this is the main reason why I geared towards traveling burlesque, because it's more opportunities. It's a very weird space here, and when I travel, and I only know that it's a weird space here because I go to other spaces, right? I
Yeah.
would think that it was normalized if I was just here, like, okay, this is just how burlesque is because I'm new and this is my environment. But no, I can go to different spaces all around the nation. It's not the same vibes, it's different vibes, but they are warm, they're welcoming, and it's friendly. And so that's why I could come back home and be like, this kind of weird. But
It is.
yeah, it is. It's actually disheartening for, and I'm gonna say disheartening for newcomers, up and coming people. Is because if you're very new and you're getting introduced to burlesque and that's all you see is where you are, you won't even think to look. Like when I heard there were burlesque competitions, I was like,
And Atlanta has none of that really.
I know, but I wouldn't have known if I wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying, started networking outside of Georgia, right? But I was like, what? Okay. But yeah, I feel you. I'm not
No,
mad at you.
yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I was just like, oh, I love like I may open up like a business there or something, but me personally, I don't want to live there. Like my next goal is to open up a another creative space somewhere else.
Mhm,
But I really want to open up like a vegan coffee shop. I would open something like that up in Atlanta because
mhm,
people want to go. People love coffee. I love
mhm.
to have a space to do their work and eat and stuff like that. But like, yeah, just burlesque for me there. What I know that I could get paid, I can't keep going back to petty ass pay. Where it's like I can't. I'm like I can't take $50 for no set. Like, are you tripping?
Mhm.
I can't because I'm getting performing at Sex Down South and these other places, and I feel like I'm kind of stopping the flow in my abundance if I take something that is lower than I usually do. So you already know, Spirit be telling us like, if you want better, you got to keep giving yourself better.
Come on.
Yeah.
No, real. No, that's real. That's real. I'm
Yeah.
happy for you. That's real.
Okay, so what's your favorite city to perform in? I'm interested in
Okay.
that.
So I want to say this. I'm new and I've only been to 5 or 6 cities. So it's not
That's
50
a
states.
lot to be new, girl. What you talking about?
No, I'm saying that because I'm not picking out of 50. All right. I'm picking out of 5.
Okay, I got you.
So my top so far easily is Boston.
Really?
Easily. But disclaimer, Boston isn't my favorite city. Boston is my favorite burlesque city.
Got you. Got
Easily, without a doubt. And I'm gonna say because it's a lot of opportunities. It's different spaces, just like here is different spaces, but they're all warm. They're all collaborating with each other, right? So for somebody like me that said, "Hey, I know you're a producer in Boston," and go like, "Okay, talk to me," but then go talk to them, and then go talk to them, and they're those people.
okay.
Um, so they keep me booked. Um, and I'm gonna choose Boston because I ain't never seen a burlesque community stand on business like Boston.
Yeah.
On business is if anything ever happened to me, put them on my case, though. Posted on my case. They stand on business and they make things happen. And it's something that I wish that we had here because these people make shit happen. And I've never seen anything like that in any community. The Black community, the LGBT, anybody. That community, they make shit happen. They just not tapping on keyboards. They making shit happen. So
That's good to hear.
yes, so that's gonna be my favorite city for more than one reason.
Okay, is there a lot of Black performers in Boston?
No,
Really?
not at all.
Okay, cool, cool.
It's
So
not a lot.
have you ever been like the token Black person? Like that
Um,
Black person in the show?
okay. Yes. If
Okay.
you're saying have I been the only Black person in the show? Yes, but not just in Boston.
Okay.
I think burlesque in general is typically a white people sport. Would you agree?
Okay. So let me look. We getting into the deep questions because I
No,
could go
no, no. It's a
no,
learning. If you
it
disagree, let me know. It's different
I will
perceptions. You a vet.
say
I'm not.
on the mainstream face, I do feel like it's identified as a mainstream sport for like when people see burlesque, they see white people, they see white women, a skinny white woman. But like
Yes.
when I dive into my circle, they all Black.
Okay. So
Mhm.
me being new, walking into burlesque, right? And I'm saying I don't really want to perform in Atlanta like that, and I'm going out. That's what I see. Mainstream white people.
You right though. No,
They
it
call
is.
photos.
No, you not lying though, because when I go to other states, it don't be that many Black people. Like when I went to where did I go to perform? What the hell? Chicago. I went to some part of Chicago, did a competition. There were Black people, but it was more white people than Black people.
Let me ask you this: do you notice this as a performer and as a guest, or only as a performer? Being
Yeah.
the token.
Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of these spaces that I travel to, I don't perform in every state. Sometimes I'm just going to look at the show, right? And sometimes I'm the only Black person in the audience. Have you been that person?
I had, you know what? I've have had that at. I'm trying to think what show have had that at. Let me start thinking. Let me start thinking. I don't think so. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I have not really got to sit back and enjoy a burlesque show. And I want to though this
Mm-hmm.
year.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in shows where I was the only Black person, but like sitting back in the crowd, no, I have yet to experience that yet.
An experience it is because as a perform you get two different perceptions, right?
Yeah.
I'm a performer, but no one knows I'm a performer but the producer probably, but no one knows I'm a performer. So as a guest, do I feel included? Yes, because it's a warm environment, but I will say I'm being looked at like, what you doing here? But I will
That
tell you this too, Miss Cakes, it was the most elevated show I've ever been. I felt like I was in Paris.
I love that. And you want to know
I
what?
felt that way. Uh-huh.
But why is it like that when we go? I feel like people in, and I keep bringing it back to Atlanta, but I was the same way. When I seen burlesque in Atlanta, I thought of burlesque one way. But when I go to these other states, it's the glitz, it's the glam, it's the very
Oh,
put together.
oh
And
my
I'm just
God.
like, why is this not in Atlanta? And it
Oh
seems like
my
Atlanta
gosh.
having all these history classes. Bitch, you don't know the history because y'all don't
Oh
look
my
right.
gosh. No, we're here because we didn't even have this conversation before the call, but I didn't have this conversation with myself plenty of times because I feel like literally had this conversation today as I was reading your questions. You would think city of Atlanta, we're known for entertainment, we're known for Black excellence. Hell, we're known for strippers. So you would think because we're in that arena, the strip arena, that the burlesque shows will be creme de la creme. It is
Nah.
given amateur night compared to these other cities. I don't look. It made me step my game up as a performer. Yes,
Yes,
because I
it
got to,
does.
like I told you, I was sitting as a guest, right? So I'm like, ooh, like I'm not even about to slide in this producer DM with my little reels, not looking how I'm looking because I'm looking how I'm looking. All right. And it's not what they're giving. I see what it's supposed to be, but I've been in this environment what I thought it was. And it's like, nah.
You're so right about that because now when I sit here and think about it too, when I how I started burlesque is, I was in the group. I don't even say their name. I was in that group. We was both in that group.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
how I was taught from burlesque from them, it was, and I was the only one in the troupe at the time that were going to festivals, like these big girl festivals. And I'm like, I get there and I'm like, yo, I feel like my madam failed me. Because I'm like, why didn't you tell me I need to glam my corset out? Why didn't you tell me that I need to have this type of costume? Now my dancing is always on point, but that costume is important. And I'm like, I'm not gonna say she set me up for failure because I'm grown enough to understand that I need to go do my own research, which I have kind of done. But I'm in a troupe for a reason. We're having classes. We are supposed to be taught these things. You're my madam. So when I start going to Ohio Festival and these different festivals, I had to step my game up because these girls are coming to they're coming to play. And I felt like I had the strength of a great performer, but I was lacking in my costume. And I wish I was told these things because in Atlanta, it's like, ooh, burlesque, I love it. But when you really in the big dog shit and you going to these other states, they looking at you like, who is this bitch? So I
No,
agree with you.
100, but I will say I feel you 100%. I've learned so much costuming wise behind the stage, working with performers and feeling less than and asking questions. Like, girl, how you? And them not, holding that information, but helping the sister out. And I've never been the one to not ask questions. I always ask questions because I'm like feeling less than. I want to be on your level. So what are we doing?
Yes, baby.
you
Like
know,
how you
but
what corsets? I'm tired of wearing
right,
Amazon corset. Where you get
right,
that corset from?
right. Right, I'm 21 questions. I'm the question queen, and I'm unapologetic about it because I'm not in the truth. So I gotta hustle my education, okay? Excuse me. But to your point on your leader, you feeling like your leader failing you, maybe your leader didn't know.
And I think that's what it is too. Because some people do think because it's fun and then they take it more than a hobby. But sometimes we can take a hobby and make it serious, and we don't get the person may not get the education that they need to fulfill the people that are in the group. And
Agree.
that's understandable. You're doing something that you love, but you also need to learn the history for yourself. So down the line, you can tell these people. So it's like when we start doing this big dog stuff, they not out here like, wait.
Who?
I'm
What?
learning from Miss Mary Matt, but Madam over here didn't tell me. So that is true because I don't think they knew. This is,
Mhm.
I feel like it's something that they love, but they didn't get the full ground history of what it was to teach us
Mhm.
things.
Right. And we'll get off of it. But if like how we kind of got out of the environment to see what was out there, if that person never got out of the environment, then they don't and they wouldn't know what's out there to that point. I
No,
don't know if they have or hadn't, but I would assume that they hadn't because they got their hands tied here.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, okay.
How did you get started in burlesque? Like, what was your first light in the brain? Like, okay, this is what I want to do. Did you watch a movie? Did you just feel it in
Mm-mm.
your soul? You scrolling through Instagram? Like, how did you get to doing burlesque?
I was at an event. I was at a kink event,
Oh, what can
and I'll tell you offline.
okay.
Ah,
I'm like,
I ain't trying to see these people there. Ah, it's already small.
look, it is.
So I was at a kink event, and my husband is a singer, and we were at this event, and he was harmonizing, and a producer was there, and they were actually auditioning for a show after this event. And so she asked him to audition. He auditioned, she loved him. And then I was with them. So she was like, well, basically, what do your partner do? And I was like, nothing.
Like, hey,
And right, he was like, she dance, and because I used to dance, I used to be on a
okay.
dance line. He was like, she dance, and I was like, and she was like, oh, you dance? I'm like, yeah, a little bit, but not. I'm like, not a dancer. I ain't danced in like 10 years, and she was like, oh, well, you should try burlesque. And I was like, what is burlesque? And I don't remember her answer, but it alluded to Google it.
That's what most people say. People be like,
It
Google.
alluded to Google it, like do your research. She didn't say Google it, but like do your research. Come back. We having auditions next week, and I'm like, okay. And so that was the first time I ever heard of burlesque. Was this producer in Atlanta that I
Yeah.
still work with today, by the way. Planting that seed in my head. I had never heard of the word, and so I'm like, okay, well, let me Google it, and then I went down a rabbit hole, and so that was the first time I've ever heard of it.
Yeah. No, that's cool. No, I love hearing everybody's stories of how they got into burlesque because I feel as most people that like take burlesque serious and do it, it is somewhere down your bloodline. I don't know why I feel like that, but I be feeling like people that be for real deep in it, it's in your bloodline somewhere. Maybe not everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you do that ancestry, you gonna find somebody.
I haven't. So maybe you just planted a seed for me to. Entertainment is in my family, both sides.
Mhm.
But burlesque, I haven't dug into that.
Yeah, I be because I had to think like I ain't understand why. I was like, why do I love striptease? Why do I love burlesque? My dad was a stripper for over 20 years.
Did you
It's
know
right.
when you started?
Yes, girl. But
Oh,
I didn't put two and two together till I was like, wait, my father used to dance in the strip club. My parents met in the strip club. Girl, you like to do this because this is what's in your bloodline. Your daddy, he's the closest generation to that was doing number one sex work and doing what you doing. So,
that's awesome.
and what's crazy to me, I feel like my dad, even though he did not, he know what burlesque is kind of now because of me doing it. But I feel like my dad, he had the burlesque costume. He wasn't like, oh, I'm finna put a G string on and just dance. My dad had like gemmed out cowboy outfits,
Get
like
out.
yeah, costume. Like they was like on some what's that? Queens of Men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was him with a little sparkle in, and
Yay.
I feel like he was looking like the burlesque guys. His movement was different,
Mm-hmm.
but the costumes were to T. But now that I think about it, though, back in the day, strippers, period, even the women, their outfits were kind of not close to ours, but they was sure near. They were more dressed up. They were
Mm-hmm.
more like, I want to say a storyline, but they were just more dressed up than nowadays. I wonder why they don't dress up like that in the strip club no more.
Good question. Good question. I wouldn't know, but
We need Bella.
I know if I was a regular stripper, I would dress like I was burlesque.
Me too. And I would
Like
have like a little storyline to myself.
that I would do. I
Like,
would keep all of the stripper energy, but my costume would be creme de la creme because that's a treat.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
feel like number one, it makes it more intriguing to the eye,
Mhm.
the customer. They're like, yo, who is this? They shorty came out with a whole bowl on some glitz hands. And I feel like now I like the fact like in Atlanta. I know you have to dance with your outfit on the first set. The second set, you have to take your top off, and the third set, you be butt naked. Now, I like that combo because if
Okay.
you are a burlesque performer, you can strip down, there. But what's crazy is if you go to any other city, they have a lot of, I guess you would say what we do on burlesque. They have to wear pasties, like they have blue laws. So they have to wear pasties and they have to have thongs that are like 3 finger thick. And burlesque, we kind of already do that naturally a little
Hmm.
bit, but it's
Hmm.
crazy how Atlanta don't. Have you performed in a state with blue laws?
No.
Boston don't have blue laws.
Wait, blue laws is when you can't wear. I mean, when you don't have to wear pasties, or when you do have to wear
No,
pasties.
you do. You do have to wear pasties, and like none of your areola and stuff can
Well,
show.
all of the performers, places I performed in was blue laws. Now, I don't know if that was just the vibe of the show, though.
Got
You
you.
know what I mean? But that's something that I probably need to look into. I'm just really stuck on my costume and how I look and feel in it. And I never really thought about getting out of pasties or honestly a G-string. So I was like, you know what? I'm always safe.
Yeah.
But that's still interesting in case I want to pop out.
I sure did. When I look, I did this year. This is my
You ever
first.
popped out?
Oh, it popped out, honey. I didn't put none on. Yes, I performed at Sex Down South, and something I did a very I think it was like 2 months away from me having my baby, and it was I kind of did like an offering dance. No, okay. So this was what I did. I did like a Oshun and I did like a Orisha,
Okay.
different type of Orisha, just giving my offering, thanking them for a healthy pregnancy, different stuff like that. And I so crazy because when I did it, I was like, man, I feel free when I do this. I don't want to wear pasties. This is how we were born. This is how, we come in this world like this, and I want to feel free. So when I took that top off, they was like, oh my gosh, Charlie don't got no pasties on. I sure did not. And it's crazy because I wonder if anybody picked up on the message of the dance. I knew what I was doing. I was doing a whole ritual on stage. But this lady came up to me after me. She said, I know what you were doing. I was like, I'm getting chills talking about it now. She was like, I know what you were doing. I was like, what I was doing? She was like, girl, you was giving offerings up there. I said, go
I
ahead.
got you.
I gotta send you the video. I'm gonna email you the
I
video.
was just about to say, I want to see it. I know it's beautiful.
It was beautiful. I'm getting chill because it was so beautiful. I was just like, I have to do something.
That's dope. I got chills.
Yeah, I'll
Serious.
never do that again because that was a one-time thing. I told
Yeah, that's what makes it special.
Yeah, it was a very special little offer. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of went in a trance when I did it. Like, I don't really remember what I did. I don't. I choreographed the whole dance, but when I tell you spirit took over, I was up there and
It
I
be like that.
cried. I think I cried after because I was like, it was so releasing. It was beautiful. Yeah.
Rituals. We're gonna have to go. That's gonna be another topic.
Okay. And
Cause
what's so
look,
crazy? Since you talk about ritual
seriously.
stuff,
No, seriously. I hope you invite me back on because, baby, that is a topic, and like, Miss Pearl put me on. It's like, oh my, it's just another topic. You confirmed it. I did it. You.
oh, trust it is no. You're gonna definitely come on. So this is what I'm doing this year. So I'm doing part 1, 2s, and 3s. So basically, I'm gonna have part 1, 2, and 3 with all my guests, so I can check in with y'all throughout the year of like what's new, what's going on, new topics. So, you gonna come back and
Okay,
we can
because
talk
that's a
about
good one
that.
though. That's a good subject.
But you want to know what's crazy? Since we're talking about rituals, I just had an interview like a few days ago, and she's very spiritual too. And she
Mm-hmm.
was just saying, like, we were talking about it's kind of random, but it's not. We were talking about how people split tips and different stuff like that. And I was like, I don't like that because I do a lot of rituals at my altar and do different things so I can be abundant in my money. And I'm like, bitch, I just did a whole offering and ritual. You think I'm finna split tips with you, hoe?
I said money come to me easily.
It can come to you too, but you need to talk to y'all whoever y'all rich and Jesus is. I just sat here with my ancestors and told them whatever I needed to, and they made it rain on me. And you think I'm finna split tips, but it's okay because if I do have to split, they're gonna make me abundant somewhere else.
Yeah.
But that was just I had to share that with you because that we was cracking up about that. I was like, you right. You right. But I'm gonna look at my look. I'm like, oh, not me forgetting the question. Oh, since we are talking about spirituality,
Mhm.
how do you? I know you said you were born in Louisiana.
Louisiana? No,
Yes,
I was raised in Louisiana. Go ahead.
you were raised in Louisiana. So
Uh-huh.
I know there's a lot of history, and I know you tapped in from being born in there. How do you like combine that with your burlesque or your pieces and stuff? Like, do you have like a act that's like
Ooh.
for back home or like you know what I mean? Like
Ooh.
how do you connect the two?
Okay. So of course, my culture is a part of my brand. So I always try to bring a piece of home with me on stage. So whether it's music, whether it's the artist, whether it's a costuming piece like you're mentioning, it's always something that when they say my bio, you gonna get it when I walk on stage.
Got you.
So what kind of pieces? I guess it depends. So like I said, it kind of depends. So it could look like the artist. I like a lot of Louisiana artists. I like a lot of local artists. So artists that are not mainstream, but they're mainstream in Louisiana.
Got
And I noticed that a lot of mainstream artists in Louisiana, like Lil Boosie and Kevin Gates, they will feature artists that are not mainstream in Louisiana in their songs, right? And I
Mhm.
just think that is so dope because my culture isn't mainstream, right? But it's still them paying homage to their people at home, right?
And it should be mainstream because the artist
It
sure
should.
in the culture a lot with
It
bounce
should,
music
but
and all that different stuff.
it
It should be.
should. But I'm not mad at it that it's not. It should be because it's that great. Our music is that great. It should
I
be
love that.
mainstream.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at it because it's not, because it keeps home. It keeps that culture piece cultural. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Gotta come there to see what it's
You
about.
feel what I'm saying? You gotta be down south to catch that type of vibe. You're not gonna get it anywhere else in the world. So it's like, okay, it's intimate. So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we kind of talked about that, this is a good question to lead into. How do you feel about, like, I've noticed this year a lot of artists are using burlesque outfits, burlesque choreographer, well, not even burlesque choreography. How do you
Mhm.
feel about them not hiring people that are in the burlesque community?
If I'm honest, I don't care one way or another. Let me tell
Okay.
you why. Because I can see an artist as a burlesque performer, like a Cardi B does it, Beyonce does it. I can look at their costume and peel it apart like that's burlesque all the way,
Right.
right? But then as a burlesque performer, I'm gonna go, I see what you did there. Well, let me take that or let me bite that because they got the money. They got the best of the best. They got the best songs. They
Mhm.
got the best designers. So, like, okay, whether I'm taking the structure, whether I'm taking the pattern, I'm biting off of that because I seen it. They're a star. I seen it and I'm biting off of that's the same thing they did. That's
Yeah.
what they did. That's how I
No,
look at it.
no, for real. Cause look, people love Beyonce, and I love Beyonce too. But Beyonce be biting.
We
She,
all bite. I feel like we
yeah,
all bite. I have my moves. It's so many shimmy and shakes you can do.
exactly.
Who you
Listen, it
learn it
ain't no people.
from?
No, for real. Cause people be like, somebody stole my move, baby. Dance is stealing moves and repurposing them, honey. How, like, what you think you own this? What you think you? Come on, you're not by Falsey, honey. Okay, it's a move.
Exactly. So that's why I don't care because I be biting. Unapologetically, I bite. That's how I learn.
No, I feel you. I okay. So when it comes to choreography part, I do be wishing, especially if they do a music video and it's just straight up burlesque. I feel like I don't be caring either. But to help burlesque become more mainstream, I would love for them to put some people on so burlesque history could get out there a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And so, 'cause I feel
Yes.
like the everyday person, when I be like, "Oh, I do burlesque," they be like, "What's that?" And I don't want to say the burlesque movie because, bro, that's not that.
That's not that. But it's all about education. Like a lot of people don't know what burlesque is, but
No,
they have choreographers. But the choreographers know what burlesque is. So if you
yeah.
hire a choreographer, you don't even know where they getting their inspiration from. You
Yeah.
feel me? You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So it's like you can't be mad at them. I see what you're saying, and I do wish that if you got a set and it's a burlesque set, it should be burlesque dancers. It just makes sense. Like, why are you teaching regular dancers? Burlesque music hire burlesque performers. We're hurting community financially.
No, look.
Oops, did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did. It's okay. No, it's definitely okay. Look, we know what needs to be improved. It's a few things that need to be improved.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think could be improved in the burlesque community, though?
Oh, collaboration and education.
Yes, education definitely in elaborating things.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and I think
Collaboration.
gatekeeping too.
Yeah, okay. That's another subject. Okay.
I hate a gatekeeper. I'm just like, girl,
Okay,
just
look,
tell the
okay. I hate a gatekeeper. Okay, but if you think of it, okay, I understand both sides of gatekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
From a business perspective, Charlie, you got a whole bunch of tea as far as education, videos, books. You got all of that. Are
Yeah.
you just gonna let it go free?
Okay, now.
Okay, so you gonna at some aspect you're gonna gatekeep a little bit, right?
Okay, I feel you. I feel you. I
I
feel you.
understand both sides of it, but this is where I have a problem with gatekeeping. My problem with gatekeeping is if you say you offering a service, Charlie, I'm gonna use you as an example. You got all of this information, and I knock on your door and I say, Charlie, your book $1,000. I want your $1,000 book, and you look at me and say, I'm gonna give it to who I want to give it to, and you ain't gonna be it. That's gatekeeping.
That's
That's
so rude.
It's gatekeeping though, but that's gatekeeping because you have it, you offer it, but you only offer it to select people. To
Yeah.
me, that's when gatekeeping is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. So I respect it from a business standpoint, but it can get like, bro, now you just being ugly.
Yeah.
Give me the education.
He sleep. He brought the baby down here. I'm like, what's going on? You want to see him?
I do.
Yeah.
Is this his world premiere? Is this
Say hey.
my guy who they say he looked like? I don't already know who he looked like.
His daddy.
His daddy. He do not look like you, girl.
He
Where
looked
were
like
you?
He looked like his further.
Oh my gosh, whole face, but he is so beautiful. You have to do. Can you drop the name or?
His name's Lilo.
Oh,
yeah, his name is Lilo Golden Brown.
That's a strong name. A strong name.
Yeah. Here you go. Go back to
your
dad. Yeah.
Cute. Thank you for sharing. That put a smile.
Nah, I was like, they're down here. Our moms will just show them anyway. But yes, but no, we are like, we really done. I got a game for you that I want to play.
Ooh.
And it's called This or That.
Okay.
So, classical or neo?
Classical.
Okay. Slow burn or upbeat?
Slow burn.
Oh, yes. I love how we all love a good slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
Burlesque shoes or stilettos? I know you're going to say burlesque shoes.
Burlesque shoe. My knees.
High knee stockings or full leg stockings, like up to the butt and everything?
Over the butt or under the butt?
Over the butt.
The knees.
Okay, cool. New York or London?
London.
Yes. Okay, a smoky dark eye or pops of color?
Hands on the mood. I'm gonna say the pop of color. My
Okay.
mood is always popping.
Okay, yeah, I feel you. Same way. Red lip or lip gloss?
Red lip.
Yes. Okay, I like that little game. I just started adding it to the shows and stuff like that. Cause I'm like, oh, I could do this or that.
I like that.
Thank you. But no, I'm like, I'm so glad I had you on here. And then also we're gonna do a part 2. So y'all, we're gonna check back in like the next 3 months.
Okay.
Where you at, what you up to. Also, go ahead and shout out your Instagram. Let us know what your Instagram.
Olive Capri. So it's olive, like the olive you eat. Capri _ is my Instagram.
Period. Yes. So make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all tune in each week on Sunday. I ain't even say a time because y'all know I'll be dropping on the same time every day. I mean, every Sunday. Just know it's on Sunday.
You gonna get it.
Yes. Yep. But yes, thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see you next week for another episode of Burlesque versus Humanity. Bye.
Bye.
Two times.